make it. Too many people, they don't let me down, but I keep it real, no time for hating. I'm always on that PC tryna shape my sound. See, I'm just tryna make it. I've got some people, I cannot let it down. Aiming for the top of the mountain. Not there yet, but I've left the ground. Oh, I've left the ground. I'm just tryna make it, yeah, make it, yeah, yeah. Make it, yeah, make it, yeah, yeah. Oh, I've left the ground. I'm just tryna make it, yeah, make it, yeah, yeah. Make it, yeah, make it, yeah, yeah.
Don't tell me about me. Stop telling 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 me about me. I don't need you to tell me about me.
Can y'all hear me now? Can y'all hear me now? Can y'all hear me now? Can people hear me now? Let me see if I can hear Otis. Let me see. If I can hear Otis, I can hear. I think y'all be able to hear me. If I can hear Otis, I couldn't even hear Otis. Let's see. Otis. What we switch it up. I need to hear from the beginning. I got a storm going on around here, y'all. This shit is fucked up. It is fucked up around here, but I'm glad we got this figured out. Welcome back, y'all, to another episode of Let's Talk with J. Rich Jordan, another episode on the JVJ Network, and also another episode on Let's Talk with JVJ on Facebook. If y'all not fucking with Facebook over there, man, look, go over there and fuck with it. Go over there and fuck with it. We got a Facebook page, y'all. I'm trying to tell y'all, we got a Facebook. We got a TikTok too, but I ain't there yet to try to promote that. But as usual, I need y'all to do what I need y'all to do for your boy. I need y'all to hit that like, subscribe, share, turn the noties on. We are trying to grow around here, and we can only do it, really. Like, no, there's literally no other way to do it without y'all. We can only do it with y'all help. So help a brother out. Help a brother out. We're trying to grow this shit. But look, y'all, I got a few different topics that I want to talk about tonight. This is pretty much what I've been viewing all week long, and I just want to talk about it all in one video tonight. Hopefully I can do it in 2 hours. I know I got one finger up, but I really should have had two. Hopefully we can get it done in that time. And I'm actually gonna drop the link because I want y'all opinion on it, and I'm gonna do that from the very beginning, so don't let me forget, because I forgot last time I dropped this link and I didn't drop it. Let me actually make it look official. And think. All right, there we go. All right, but yeah, I'm gonna cover a few videos that kind of caught my eye, y'all. We got a lot of things going on. If y'all have not noticed, man, it's a lot of shit going on in America and in the world right now. Like, it's crazy. But we gonna start off with Madame Noir. Madame Noir, y'all. Look, there's a bunch of feminists over here. I ain't gonna bullshit. I gotta get this one out the way. I just want to go ahead and get the bullshit, relationship shit out the way first. So, look, I just want y'all to listen to this shit. Listen to this shit, and you'll see why I wanted to cover it, and I wanted to talk shit about it. All right, either way, though, let's go.
You've dealt with the death threats. I never knew it was that serious.
And it's never that deep.
Yeah.
Because that man don't know you. Okay, these celebrities that y'all be fighting for, they don't know you.
Hey, y'all. Welcome back to Listen to Black Women. I'm L'Oreal, and today we have some women on the panel, okay, that definitely have a lot to say. Jessie Wu is here with us.
Boy, that Bruce right there.
We got our girl Tori Hart in here, Danielle Young, and Claudia Jordan. So now when you're confronted about things that you say online, have you ever been?
Yes, but I just think you shouldn't be evil about the person. Like, if you ain't feeling it, you can easily just be like, all right, not my thing, or maybe just share it in your friend circle. But I don't think you should say evil things in the comments about the person.
Because I don't want nobody saying anything evil about me. So I try to just, how I want to feel, I try to reciprocate that.
Has that ever made you lose a job, though? Saying something online to the point where they were like, listen, we can't give you this opportunity because you were arguing with so-and-so.
I lost an endorsement deal, and I actually had to have take legal action against them. Actually, they hired me to market to Black people, and I won't say who it is because I can't, but we can talk later.
They're going to sue your ass again.
No, I sued them.
Oh.
And I won. I'm 3-0. Yes, I don't lose lawsuits.
Period.
So,
me neither.
Never have I ever. Anyways, this company had brought me on to market to Black people.
No, hold on real quick. Hold on real quick.
Brother, what's that?
That was not sexy. That was not powerful. That was not anything good. That was 3-0. And the girl's like, girl, put your tongue in your mouth. Not her, the other one. Y'all know the other one who did that shit. Like, come on, man. Like, that ain't, get to the point.
Then had the audacity to be angry with me when I'm making positive statements about the Black community in defense with all the Black Lives Matter and all the police brutality going on. Found out one of the people in the company was a major Trumper and didn't like what I had to say, so dropped me. So I was like, wow, so I'm good enough to get Black people to buy your products, but I can't defend my people against unlawful killings of unarmed Black people. Out of here with that. Run me my money, and I'm gonna keep saying what I said, but not with your company, with another one. Yeah. How about that? Yeah. So I did lose one, but I made it on the back end.
Yeah, I was gonna say you got it back.
Yeah, period.
You probably got more back, right?
Girl said she was 3-0 a second ago, and then ended up saying that she lost one lawsuit. We don't even know if you won the other ones.
Okay. You know, if somebody keep a job, it's gonna be Claudia.
It's gonna be Claudia keep a job, Jordan. I wanted to say, because this was years ago, that I was
Shit, Bruce.
at this event, and it was a Love and Hip Hop event. They had us media folks lining up so that we could ask questions towards the cast. This young man was in front of me, and he said his name, and he said that he was from an African-American site that we are all aware of, very gossipy. And as soon as he said the name, K. Michelle snapped.
I remember that.
And basically she called him to task and was like, you are this to the community. You're doing this with your stories. And honestly, standing there in the moment, I was like, wow, we do have a responsibility to our people, you know, as people that are in the media, but then also as consumers, there's like some sort of gratification that these people are getting whenever they go to comment, and they feel like the jab is probably helping them feel better about themselves.
Because they're miserable.
And you're not thinking about the idea that the internet could be more than that to that person. They could delete themselves.
Literally. Somebody not only deleting themselves, but somebody losing jobs, like how we were just talking about. People lose jobs behind.
Hold up. I'm sorry, y'all. Hold up.
Oh, for f***'s sake. Not that again.
I'm trying to do a good job tonight, just listening, but I got to get them in there when I can, y'all. Let's keep going.
Opinions, because opinions are communicated as facts.
Yeah.
You're using like talking points from the comment section.
The world of journalism has changed. I'm also journalism major and all that. I
Shout out to the journalism majors.
Lord.
I worked at a newspaper in Rhode Island. It was called the Providence American newspaper, the only Black owned and operated newspaper. And I will never forget what my editor said when I first got hired. He said, if we can't prove it, we cannot print it.
Period.
Now it's whoever gets it first and gets the most clicks. They don't care about being held liable because not enough people are filing.
You can't equate two different things. It's people talking shit on the internet compared to you working for a news organization. There's levels to this shit, baby. Why are you trying to equate the two? I don't get it. I know some people, it might have slid past them, like she's talking about you can't post any false things as a news network compared to somebody on the internet just saying some shit. It's like, it's not fair. This is somebody on the internet saying shit. Like what? I'm a little lost right now, man. And howdy to Miss Alexis. She said howdy. I'm gonna just say ma'am as usual. Let's keep going. I don't know what the fuck going on right now.
Lawsuits against these people that are putting out slanderous comments. And I just had to serve someone the other day about throwing me into some scandal that I had nothing to do with. What's the motivation to stop if you never go after them? I think we should start taking a stand.
Like Cardi B?
But sometimes you're
and Tasha K.
That's who I served.
Oh, everybody serving Tasha.
Yes, I did.
She needs to
I was like, excuse me, I missed that part.
How many lawsuits is that?
Let's discuss it. So I will talk about it. So we're cool. We're not friends. She made that very clear. But she had a panel. She wasn't in this panel, but she allowed someone on her show to say that I was involved in the Diddy case, that I was a sex worker, that he was inside of me, and I was discarded. And that's the reason why I report on the story. I report on the story like the rest of us do because I report on trending topics. So although she didn't say this, she placed it on her platform. She has a very large following. So it's very reckless. No one ever once called to say, hey, can I get a statement like a journalist would?
Yeah.
Did you do this? Do you have something to say? No one did that. I think we have to be more protective of the truth.
That's what I was gonna say. I had an issue with that because the other day,
Man, look, everybody know Tasha K be lying a lot, but she also be telling the truth too. So you got to pick and choose. I don't know your situation, Miss Claudia Jordan, when it comes to being a part of the Diddler crew. But you suing her. But comes with the territory when you're trying to be around folks. When you make something of yourself, people gonna say something about you. It just comes with the territory. Like you can be the best basketball player in the world. They're gonna talk shit about you. Somebody's gonna talk shit about you. So And then point of sitting around here complaining because the benefits should outweigh that.
They were pressing me to talk about the Diddy situation as soon as the house was raided. And I was like, I don't know what's going on. Right. What is the charges? Like, what's going on? They're like, tell us your thoughts. Tell us your thoughts. They just pushing you out to say things. And sometimes we might say some things we're not even meaning because you're just speaking out on something you know nothing about. Like she...
Look. She's sitting over here trying to talk all sanctimonious right now. I can tell y'all. I used to drive into work when I listened to the radio on the way into work. Now I just listen to the news. I'm old. Yeah, I didn't got there now. I listen to the news on the way into work. But when I listen to the radio on the way into work, you know, get my music and then they talk in between. This bitch was on the radio. L'Oreal was on the radio. And people would call in. She got a talk show. Still, I think she still got it to this day. A talk show where they call into the show and people be telling their certain situations about certain things. Man, remember, it was some lady that called in, and what she said was just so egregious. L'Oreal sat on that motherfucker and tried to find every excuse to say that she wasn't wrong and how everybody else was the problem. But she don't know nothing but what this one person said. She did that consistently, y'all. Consistently. Every time I listened to that show, consistently, she would be just giving her opinion on something she just heard from somebody that she don't know. They just called in. But now she trying to turn the whole 180 and say, you know, I don't want to speak on things that I don't know nothing about. Bitch, shut up. You lying. You lying. You do it for a fucking living. You do it for a living. I'm sorry, man. This is cap, man. That's just cap coming out of her mouth, and I'm gonna let her finish.
He's adding you into a story. I didn't see your name anywhere. I saw the Jade, the girl Jade. I saw Miami, and I saw 50's baby mom, but I didn't see your name.
It's because they found a picture of us backstage at the BET Awards when I was a presenter. He was a performer. We took a picture together backstage.
You know how many people got a picture with
Diddy? I know, but I have my hand on his face, and he was like this. So they're like, oh, she didn't say that this picture. They used to be f***ing. I am too lazy to be this that y'all want me to be.
Oh, she said
I am too lazy.
Lazy hoe.
I am. I like to watch CNN documentaries and not.
Man, hold up. I can't let that ride. Let me go and get it.
That ain't right. It ain't right.
Probably why she ain't got no man. Because she too lazy.
90 Day Fiance. Y'all got me everyone I took a picture with.
I don't get that, man. I don't even know why they even talk about that.
Tough skin. We've learned that you have to have very tough skin. And I know there's been times where the skin gets punctured, right? I had a situation. At first, I'm like, I've been viral before. I've been in issues before online. And, you know, people are going to say their stuff. I never got to the point where there was death threats or people threatening my family. And that's what happened in this instance. You know, everybody's sending it to me like Whoopi Goldberg is saying you need to get fired because you're a bully and this, that, and the third over something that I didn't even say. People were underneath my comments telling me they hope I get raped. They hope I get stabbed. They want me to get shot. They hope my mother gets shot.
I really be tripping off of this because I'm like, what platform are y'all on where you see that type of stuff? Because usually, like, I know at least on YouTube, I can speak for YouTube. They block that shit. So what platform are you on where people are giving you these threats? I think a lot of people, I'm not trying to totally dismiss that she could have possibly got some threats, but normally these platforms, that violates their terms and conditions to be on there, the community guidelines. So if you claim you seeing all this, I be really thinking that a lot of these folks just be lying and be saying shit. I think they just be saying it because that's like the go-to say thing. It's just like when a guy and a girl break up and he got money and she don't, she just say he beat her. It's like, I think it's kind of like a lot of go-tos that people use. I'm not saying that it's not true. I'm not, look, man, too many people been lying for me to even start believing shit. I got to get to the point where, like, you need to show me those messages. Like, I'm at that point, y'all. I'm at that point, but y'all already know if y'all been watching my shit.
They're going to shoot me. Yeah, this was over them thinking I called Michael B. Jordan corny. Lord. And I'm not going to lie.
You didn't call him corny. You talking about, you did call that man corny. Look, y'all, hold on. We coming back to this. How you spell her name? L'Oreal? I don't know. I'm just gonna spell L'Oreal. Well, yeah. L'Oreal. Michael. Yeah. Michael B. Jordan. Like, she talking about she didn't say this. Y'all just heard her sit here and say that she didn't say that, right? She just said she didn't call that nigga corny, right? All right. Say this. Hold on. Is this the one?
Michael B. Jordan, the director and the star of Creed 3. And, you know, we know each other. We go way back all the way to Chad Science in Newark, okay?
The corny kid, right?
No, I did not say that. Misquoted for sure. No, you did not hear me say. I said we used to make fun of the name, but yeah, he is obviously killing things out here. How is the difference between you actually directing?
All right, so we ain't gonna listen to that. Now you see, she denied it. She denied it right there, right? All right, watch this. Cause they actually got the video of her ass calling the nigga corny. Let's see, Michael B. Jordan. Let's put corny at the end. Cause I don't want to see all this other shit. There we go. Look, pops right up. All right. Where is it? Where's this video? Your niece did this shit? It's 5 minutes. I don't know.
Man. So the interview with that Michael B. Jordan confirmed.
We would make fun of him like kind of
here we go.
headshot. And back then, teased him all the damn. I mean, we all.
This is her speaking on Michael B. Jordan. This is what he said. Now, remember, she and her in this video we just watched, we're watching the actual main video. She said she never called this man corny, and she was getting all these threats about it. She said she didn't say it. Now, we watched the interview where she actually interviewed him. He actually called her out for it, for calling him corny. She said she didn't say it. Listen to this.
All know that the nice, corny guys treat you the best.
You know,
nice,
corny
guys treat you the best. We all know that the nice, corny guys treat you the best.
You know what's so crazy? I went to school with Michael B. Jordan at a point in life, and we went to Chad Science together in Newark. And to be honest with you, we teased him all the damn time because his name was Michael Jordan. Let's start there. And he was no Michael Jordan. And then he also would come to school with headshot. And back then, that was like in the hood. We lived in Newark.
Yeah.
Like that's the hood. You know what I mean? So we would make fun of him, like, what you gonna do with your little stupid headshots? Like, and now look at him.
He got us like Panther money.
Well, yeah, I didn't exactly. I missed my boy. I could have been in the aquarium swimming with the fishes, but
with your Hermes stock or whatever.
Instead, I'm swimming in Mexico by myself, child. But anyway,
he gives me cookie cutter, and the only time I hung out with Michael B is like in LA, like at Shay's house, and he's always just very like. He's just cool. I think
he's too rich to have to be hood now. Like you just boy, if you don't take him millions and go to Hermes and get some stock.
Now I never know this girl name is L'Oreal or L'Oreal. I don't know.
Here we go. She swore up and down and she didn't call that man corny. Now, a lot of people might possibly say, look, she didn't directly say he was corny. The conversation was on corny people. And the first name out of her mouth was Michael B. Jordan. She called him corny. I don't care. Like, people can sit around here and say, well, they didn't directly say it. You know when people send you signs. Like, we're not gonna sit here and do that. You don't directly tell your child you're gonna knock them upside the head if they do that. But you tell them you might not want to do that. You might not want to touch that. You're implying something. So we look. She's sitting there over here saying that she didn't say that. Okay, whatever.
You've
the girl.
dealt with the death
Either way though. We gonna fast forward back up in here and get back into this conversation where she over here trying to say that she ain't say nothing, but we know what the fuck came out of your mouth, baby girl. Either way though.
From the comment section,
they want me to get shot. They hope my mother gets shot. They're gonna shoot me.
Yeah,
this was over them thinking I called Michael B. Jordan corny.
Lord.
And I'm not gonna lie, I have tough skin, but that got to me. Like, I think what really got to me, because like I'm really close to my uncle, he passed away. They done scrolled down to a picture of my dead uncle and said, good, I'm glad he's dead. You're next. Dominique the Diva, my girl, she came out and was like, it was me. And you know, F you, Michael B. Jordan. And she went on the news and said this, right? And they were like, oh, she said it?
Never mind.
F you, L'Oreal. No, it was still smoke for me.
Oh.
It was still smoke for me.
Yeah, they still blame.
And I'm not gonna lie, that took a toll on me. And I thought about like, do I want to do this?
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I didn't even say this.
Right.
Now, it's one thing if I said it, that's a whole nother thing. But like when you're going through and you don't know, it's a little scary. And I know you've dealt with the death threats.
What the fuck did she even say?
Never knew it was that serious.
And it's never that deep.
Yeah.
Because that man don't know you. Okay, these celebrities that y'all be fighting for, they don't know you.
But look at the hypocrisy, right? They're mad at her for saying someone was corny in high school that she didn't even say, and then proceed to say things 1,000 times worse than what she said.
10,000 times worse.
Yeah.
It's amazing how they try to act like, and let's say this is true, that she was getting threats and all this stuff. Let's say it is true. They're trying to play a simple-minded conversation. They're having a simple-minded conversation. When somebody does something that other people don't like, they just don't automatically come out with like the most vile and most hatred-filled shit they can say. They just don't come out off of, you stepped on my toe. Normally don't come out like that. You normally come out that way when you already have preconceived notions or people have shown you things beforehand. That's what builds up the energy and makes the response a little bit greater than what it would be if you didn't know them. So them trying to just make it seem like all these people came at her because of what she implied, not what she said. No, they hear you on the radio just like I do all the time too. Well, when I was listening to the radio, they hear you too, and they know you a stupid bitch. They don't like you. She say some dumb shit. It was a girl that called into her show one day and talked about she's pregnant, but she knows who the dad is, but she was sleeping with another guy, and she just keep it a secret and let the other dude raise the baby. L'Oreal told her to let the dude that's not the father raise the baby and let him think he the father. She wonder why people don't like her, or why they might have energy outside of you calling Michael B. Jordan corny. Why like you told a grown ass woman, and I literally covered it in a short. This girl literally told a woman who knew she was sleeping with another dude that got pregnant by another dude, even when she was in a relationship. She told her to tell her boyfriend, who she had a baby by, who actually, well, not who she had a baby by, but who she was with, that was his baby, knowing that it wasn't his baby. She said that live on the radio, and nobody's canceled her for that. That's probably some of the energy that you're getting, baby girl. You doing shit like that. It ain't just because you call Michael B. Jordan corny. Like, come on now. People ain't finna give you no death threats over that.
Crazy.
That doesn't even make sense. And you didn't even say it. And no one has ever said, hey, our bad. We went back and heard the audio. You didn't say it. It was in your friend.
Oh no, people came up to me and was like, oh, my fault. But the disrespect was way louder than the apology. I didn't even, one of my homeboys reached out to me like, oh, Michael said his bad, yo. It was an article he read. He thought you said it. But you went on all these other publications. Not only that, I have a nationally syndicated morning show. Come have a
That's why I hear it, her nationally syndicated show.
seat and talk about it. You know, the thing that hurts from it, and this is why now I watch what I do, because I was defending him a lot. Think about all the people that were saying many things about this man. And I would always be like, nah, Oh, I don't be defending people like that no more.
It's really crazy. I feel like the internet has
L'Oreal, shut the fuck up.
created a hate train that is just never gonna come off the tracks.
No.
So when do you cut it off, right? Say social media is too much. Say it's getting to you mentally. Do you take breaks? Have you ever
them
put
apps
it
all the time?
You delete the app. You go as far as taking the app
take it off because my muscle memory will go to it and everything, and I don't even care. And I'll be like, oh my God.
Nah, it's because you messy and you like mess. You get into some shit on social media, you say you delete it because you know your ass gonna run right back to it. You're gonna run right back to it and get right back in the mess when you need to leave it the fuck alone. That's all that is.
Why am I on this? So I delete them apps all the time. I just try my best to stay off as much as I can.
I think what I do is like I log in, I post whatever I gotta post,
and be out.
Yeah.
I had to learn this lesson recently, but I do appreciate about this 24-hour news cycle. Everything that I thought was like, oh my God, it's so humiliating. Right. By the next day, they're mad at you. Then they're mad at you the next day. It's off me. Now it's onto somebody else.
Like another black woman to be mad about.
Yeah. But they don't like black women that speak. Remember how much they loved Amber Rose when she was quiet? And so she got talking, they hated her. So why do they like us when we're just like quiet and pretty?
It's not that people don't like when black women speak. It's like, look, it's the same thing for all women. It's the same thing for all men. If you open your mouth, please don't sound stupid. please don't sound like you ain't got no goddamn sense and you just over here talking about me. That's when y'all get snapped on. That's when people have an issue. Like, if a woman, any woman, especially a black woman, if she's yelling because somebody just stole her purse, I don't think nobody would be mad at her. I don't think anybody would have a negative thing to say about her, like, oh, she's a loud black woman. No, her purse got stolen. She's supposed to do that. But when you yelling and doing some other shit over misunderstanding or disagreement, like, people don't want to hear that fucking shit. Nobody do. Like, whether it was coming from a guy or coming from a girl. Like, nobody want to hear that shit. Motherfucker be dead ass wrong and be loud as hell. Don't nobody want to hear that, man. Like, come on now. Don't be trying to play it like y'all don't do nothing wrong. Like, everybody do something wrong.
And they like your outfit, right? But the minute you say something, they don't like you anymore because you have an opinion.
Yeah, because you're not supposed to. You're a woman. Yeah. And then on top of that, you're a black woman.
I identify.
Oh, fuck. Hold on. I gotta do it, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm
For fuck's sake. Not that again.
I want to hear that shit, man.
I'm not identifying as a woman anymore. I'm just identifying as a voice. How about that?
Well, then you can't be here because this is Listen to Black Women, and that's what we're here to be. Okay. We're going to get out of here. I want to thank y'all so much for opening up, sharing.
All right, y'all. So pretty much y'all saw that, man. I watched that shit, and it irritated the fuck out of me. I'm like, come on, man. And it's amazing. Actually, it's really not that amazing. For their channel to be as big as it is, it don't get the views that you would think it would get. For it to be, because that channel is supported. Like, there's a back, and they got a whole team and everything on that channel. Man, them motherfuckers ain't doing shit over there for real. Not for the numbers that they have. But, hey man, look, the proof is in the goddamn pudding. The proof is in the damn pudding. But we were talking about last night, we were talking about what was going on out there in LA, man. We was talking about that a little bit. And I'm gonna talk about it a little bit more. Because I do want to cover another side. I felt like I was being a little mean last night, even though I still stand on everything I said last night. I just felt like I was being a little mean. Because I said fuck them people a lot last night. Still stand on that. But I don't think I had to say it that way. There's been a lot of things going on out there in LA. A lot of things going on out there in LA. And I want y'all to see some shit. I want y'all to see some shit because look, we got to get right in this country, man. This country burning down right now. We can see it literally burning down in front of our faces. We're not on. Look, first off, it wasn't built on no solid fucking foundation. It wasn't. It was built on some bullshit, and motherfuckers just been slowly just piling more shit on top of it, hoping that it don't fall over. It's about to fall over. But check out Jesse Dollamore. He's about to talk about what was going on out here in LA and CNN's coverage of it. Yeah, shout out to CNN. Y'all get a plug. Let's get it out.
Look, I know in my role here as an independent media type, as a commentator, as an analyzer of the news and the headlines and the behaviors of the press and the behaviors of the fascist administration we're currently suffering under, I know it might get a little old for some of you. Like, all right, we know, the press is missing the moment. But when they miss the moment in moments like this one, it's extra dangerous because people's lives are endangered. When you give space for fascists to act like fascists, you endanger all of us. And Dana Bash, there was a moment yesterday on CNN, actually it might have been this morning on CNN, where she's asking a Democratic congresswoman, what is your message to all the people who are getting violent? And she means protesters. And yeah, there shouldn't be violence. But when the question is only asked about protester behavior and not about the actions of police, you're missing the motherfucking moment, Dana Bash.
What's the moment?
You're giving space for people. You're framing this in a way that is troubling.
I want to hear.
Cops, no question needs to be asked of the cops and how they're behaving. As horses with a mounted rider, a cop tramples protesters in the streets. Multiple horses backing up. It's like running a car over somebody. Dana Bash didn't ask about that. Oh, you think I'm just making something up? Well, I'm not. Watch this.
Let's see what we got. They hit that man with a stick.
And if Dana Bash isn't concerned about police.
Now I know we ain't seen that on the news. Like, look, the horse didn't step on him, but I think he was trying to make the horse step on his ass. That's what it looked like. He was trying to do. And then the other dude come in and whack him in the head with whatever he had. If it's what I think it is, he hit that man with a solid piece of wood. So that wasn't nice. And then he don't look like he was trying to be violent. I don't look. Let's let it play out, man. That right there didn't look. That didn't look cool on the police side. Just throwing it out there, at least in my opinion.
Mounted police units trampling protesters. Maybe she could find it within herself, or maybe she can ask her partner on her show, Jake Tapper, who's still yesterday tweeting about Joe Biden's cognition while horses with police riders are trampling protesters. This fucking ghoul is tweeting about his.
It being a little hyperbolic, though, I will say that, man. It was a one person, and I wouldn't consider that a trample, but it was an attempted trample.
Book and about Joe Biden's mental capacity. Read the room, Jake. Read the room, Dana. If she's not concerned about protesters, because she's a rich white lady, maybe she'll be concerned about her colleagues in the press who are being attacked and assaulted by the police.
The LA County Sheriff's Department did describe the protest in Paramount last night as the situation escalated. The crowd of protesters became increasingly agitated, throwing objects and exhibiting violent behavior toward federal agents and deputy sheriffs. What is your message to people who are getting violent?
It's don't get violent. Those are not the people that are coming out to protest immigration. What we've seen, let me tell you.
What are violent people doing?
Okay, so last night when I talked to the sheriff, he had told me the situation in Paramount was under control, that the people that were peacefully protest have left. The situation was now across the street into the Compton area. And this was the unruly folks that Saturday night crowd, the people that were there to actually protest immigration were gone. We agree that if you're being violent, you should be arrested. You should be prosecuted. There is no disagreement on that. I think that's an effort that we can all say. But this is not what's happening. We are having an administration that's targeting peaceful protests, people that are there to protest.
Yesterday, this is from Sean Beckner Carmichael. I don't know if it's Carmichael or Carmichael. I don't know. Don't know him. This is from Blue Sky. This is a video from him of officials in Los Angeles, whether they be city or county officials, dispersing the press. Get out, media, get out. And let me tell you why that's... First, let me play the clip, then I'll tell you why it's dangerous. Watch this.
Here we go.
Crickets, Dana Bash, nothing to say about that, Dana Bash. What about the protesters? What about the violence? The reason they do that is because if there's no press there to report, if there's no constitutionally protected members of the media, journalists to report on what they're doing, there's no oversight. Notice there's not on the ground footage of a trampled protester by a horse. It's from a helicopter. They can't disperse that away. But it wasn't just kicking the media out. This is from Abraham Marquez, this footage here. He tweeted this video where an LA County sheriff, and look, there's a lot of difference between Los Angeles City Police. I'll give them a little bit of latitude because that is not a position like a county sheriff that's elected, that where they have to. Sheriffs are look, I'm not going to get into the entire thing about what's the difference between a chief of police in the city and a sheriff. If you want to go search sheriffs, John Oliver, and watch his whole HBO bit about it, because it is very, very telling about what the problem is in America with policing, especially related to county sheriffs. But this is the LA County sheriff firing on press, seeing that they are there with a tripod and a camera, reporting on what's taking place, taking aim and firing rounds downrange. Now, they are non-lethal, but do I need to go into all of the people who lost eyes and have traumatic brain injuries because of non-lethal rounds fired downrange from jackbooted armed agents of the state?
Let me see it.
I hope not.
Let me see it.
Shooting at media. He's shooting at media.
He sure was. He was shooting at the press.
Hey, that's press. That's press.
He's still shooting at him.
What do you got to say about that? Any questions you want to ask about that?
He was just sitting over there dotting them up. He didn't dot them up. That's fucked up. That's fucked up right there. Yeah, what you got for that? Obviously he ain't done because we got a little bit more to go on this. But nah, we clearly saw that they were literally shooting at the press with them paintball non-lethal guns. Like, I mean, come on now. Like, we cool with that?
Anabash.
They just trying
Maybe
to
you should ask your colleague, your Australian colleague from Channel 9, about the officer who drew his weapon, raised it to his shoulder, aimed accurately, and fired a weapon clearly on a journalist.
I shot on some other
with a giant mic with a windscreen on it that has a logo from her news agency, and he fired upon her with knowledge of who she was.
Let's see it. I want to see this. Let's do this.
Hours of standing off this situation has now rapidly deteriorated. The LAPD moving in on horseback, firing rubber bullets at protesters, moving them on through the heart of LA.
You just shut the fuck up. You okay?
Hold on. Wait a minute. Let's play that one more time.
You just shut the fuck up. You okay?
Let me come up full screen. I'm not even gonna say that. Look, I'm not gonna say nothing about it. I'm not gonna say nothing about it. I'm gonna just play it one more time. Why did he do that?
You just shut the situation.
With knowledge of who she was. Watch this.
After hours of standing off, this situation has now rapidly deteriorated. The LAPD moving in on horseback, firing rubber bullets at protesters, moving them on through the heart of LA.
You just shut the fuck up.
Like, why? Like, why? But that person ain't gonna go to jail, though. I promise you that.
You okay?
You shot that shit right at her ass.
Crickets from Danabash. She only wants to know, what's your message to people who are getting violent?
I will tell you this. She lucky she had her back turned to that motherfucker. I'm trying to look at the bright side of it. She lucky she had her back turned to it. Because Nah, that dude, that cop need to be in jail, bro. Yeah, honestly, I think he need to be in prison for doing that shit right there.
It's time to pick a side, America. Are you on the side of those who are exercising their freedom of speech, their constitutionally protected right to redress their government? Are you on their side, or are you on the side of the cops who are firing on journalists? And also, let me say this. I already know I'm going to get criticism. Well, you gave us a bunch of clips of the press being attacked. That's not the most important thing. It is not the most important thing. But let me tell you something. If they can do it to the press, what do you think they're going to do to civilians with no voice? If they can do it to people with a camera and a microphone broadcasting to the world, what do you think they're going to do to the college kids and the protesters who are there to exercise their constitutional rights? They will.
That is a good point. If they do it to the people that's putting the information out there, like for a motherfucker like you or a motherfucker like me, they probably won't give a fuck. Like, they're doing it to the people that can tell on them that they don't care. You see, oh man, we got Theo in the building, man. Do better pie. I ain't seen Theo in forever, man. I seen him, but I ain't seen him over here forever. Fucking he said, bro, your channel done blew the fuck up. I'm trying to get it done, man. We trying. I'm trying to get a plaque on my wall like you got. I'm trying to get a plaque on the wall, man. Trying to, but we trying to grow some shit around here, man. Look. I appreciate you every time I come over there, man. You tell people to come through, so that helps out a lot. But fucking he's making a point, y'all. He's making a really important point. If these motherfuckers will shoot the news, the news people, what you think they gonna do to your ass? Because you know when you go to court, you need to have evidence. Well, these people are recording themselves as these things are happening to them. They're broadcasting it out to people in wherever state or whatever city they're in. They're sending it out. It's gonna be on the internet. Anybody can grab this shit. And these motherfuckers don't even give. The cops don't even give a fuck. They just fuck it, fire on that hoe. It's like that's crazy. Like, and that's scary. A lot of people should be scared about that shit, or at least concerned, because what would they do to you? Think about, like, man, we all remember this shit, man. We done heard stories, especially if you're part of the black community. We know about stories with the police before body cams came out. People used to tell you those stories about what happened. And it's crazy that we see shit on body cam now that's still egregious. Just think about what happened before the body cam came out. Like, come on now. If they don't care about doing it on camera, bro, you got a real big problem. And a lot of cops don't give a fuck. They do it to the citizens all the time. It just emphasizes it even more when they do it to the press. But you know, anyway, I'm gonna let them keep ranting though. I'm 100 with them on this one. A lot of other shit I've been a little in and out.
Will be trampled upon like we started with.
He a fellow Marine, so I got to shout him out.
The media is missing the moment. The media should be in lockstep to protect the rights. To broadcast the usurpation of constitutional rights from people, by people who swore an oath to this document that they would do the opposite. That these are the sets of rights.
I actually had to have a conversation with one of my coworkers. He served in like the Coast Guard or some shit like that. I actually had to have a conversation with him when we were talking about the Constitution the other day. And I'm like, dude, remember, you raised your right fucking hand, man. Like, just because you feel some type of way about it, when it comes to this and it comes to that, you swore an oath to it. And I truly believe that if you was in the military, your oath don't stop when you leave the military. I don't believe that. I believe your oath stops to the day your heart stopped beating. To the day you in the grave and the worms squiggling all on your ass. Your oath, you made an oath for a lifetime, man. And it's really bothersome seeing people that just go against it when I know these people serve. I'm like, look, dude, if we law and order, we all for that shit, we all about that. Like, let's be 100 on it. Let's go all the way on it.
That we hold to be sacred in this country. So sacred that we set it in rule of law that it will be protected. The Constitution doesn't provide these rights, it protects these rights, these natural rights. And it's crickets from the peanut gallery of journalists on NBC and corporate media. They can't even find it within themselves to be loyal to their own fellow journalists. So if they can't be loyal to themselves, don't trip all over yourselves trying to think that they're going to be standing in the gap for you. It is time to pick a side. You're either on the side of liberty or you're on the side of tyranny. And if you're making a bunch of excuses for jackbooted, armed agents of the state who see it as their role to oppress the participation in democratic, peaceful protests, of course, you get people together, shit happens. Bad shit happens. Bad actors do bad shit. They're always going to. But if that's all you focus on is a couple of burning cars and not on the widespread oppression of individuals who are only there to stand in the gap for their community, you're not looking at this right. You're just not. Anyway, I'll leave it there. What do you?
Well, I do got something I got to say for Jesse at the end of that, because look, it was a good speech. But once again, I can't get 100% behind it. We did a show last night, y'all. Y'all saw it. I called out the bullshit that I saw when it comes to what's going on in LA. I am never going to be an advocate for police being violent towards the citizens that don't do anything to them. Like unprovoked violence, I'm not with it. And then on top of that, even if somebody breaks the law, as long as they're not trying to harm the police officer, I don't believe in that violence that they dish out on the average citizen. But right now, what's going over there in LA is you got some folks that broke the law. At the end of the day, no matter how you want to cookie cut it, you want to say it's civil, you want to say it's whatever the fuck else. It doesn't matter. They're enforcing the law. A lot of us don't agree with it. A lot of us do agree with it. Either way, how you lean, man. Look, they're enforcing the law. My issue, I told y'all last night, my biggest issue about it is like, look, man, if y'all gonna grab these people up, like, cause I saw some shit that happened out in Florida where they went to a construction site and one of the Hispanic dudes was running. They said, stop, freeze, don't run, some shit like that. And that motherfucker was running slow as hell. He was running slow in the motherfucker. I have no issue with them arresting the motherfucker, but I have an issue with them not arresting the people that hired them. That's always going to be my biggest thing. You want to prevent the problem? Okay, prevent it. Take the incentive away for these people that travel across multiple countries, drag their family across a Rio Grande. And some people say Grande, it's Rio Grande. But take the incentive away for them people that go through that type of journey and come into a country that you don't want them in. If you don't lock up the people that are hiring them, you're never going to stop the problem. And I literally sit around and I laugh my ass off because I literally watched a video earlier today where this guy was he was pretty much bitching and complaining and crying to the news about him losing a third of his workers. But all his workers was fucking illegal. Matter of fact, we going to Dark Brandon. We got time. We going to Dark Brandon. Y'all don't know about Dark Brandon. It's a channel called Dark Brandon. They got some it's very humorous to me. I'm gonna show y'all the story I'm talking about, man. This some real life fuck yourself type shit. Either way though, let's go. Check it out. Dark Brandon.
Hey there, folks. Hope you're doing well today. You know, we live in a society that's really based on instant gratification. If we want something from Amazon, we order it, and sometimes it comes in the same day. But some things take a little bit more time, like consequences of your actions, like when you vote against your own interests. So I'll be eating the face of a man named Vincent today. Vincent owns a roofing company in Key West. And remember, Key West is a very small island on the very tip of Florida. But here, let's hear from Vincent.
of a roofing company in Florida who lost a third of his staff when 6 of his coworkers were detained by immigration officers. The business owner, who voted for Trump in November, spoke about the financial and emotional toll it has taken.
Okay, so let me get this straight. This guy votes for Trump. ICE comes, removes a third of his workforce, and then he's talking about the financial and emotional burden. Oh, Vinny, what are we going to do with you, buddy?
We're not able in Key West to just replace people as easily as, say, a big city. Very limited people to pull from.
And just as we noted in the beginning of this video with the map, very true, but it's a small island on the tip of Florida. There is not a large experienced workforce, whether you're talking about roofing or medical science.
And then you would have to train them. And that takes sometimes years. It's financially as well as emotionally.
Wait, Vinny, are you choking up thinking about your money or thinking about your employees? Either way, let the tears roll. I like a little salted meat before I feast. I like my meat to be well salted. Go ahead. Cry away.
It takes a toll. You get to know these guys. You become their friends. Just not an employer, but a friend.
So that's why, as a friend, you voted against their interests. Donald Trump was out there campaigning.
Damn.
Donald Trump used to talk about immigrants poisoning the blood of our country. Did your employees, I'm sorry, did your friends, did they poison the blood of our country? Is that how you thought of these people? These people who helped you to generate a ton of wealth and live a very good life? Wait, I'm sure you were paying them way over what they should have been paid. He would always frame migrants as an invasion or the enemy from within. Or were these friends of yours? Did you think of them as the enemy from within? Why were you stupid enough to believe a con man who called your friends the enemy from within and said they were poisoning the blood of our country?
Had a point.
Vincent, this is your fault. You participated in your own downfall, in ruining your friends' lives, in ruining your business. This is where you take ownership. And
look, I'm gonna be honest, and I've been saying this for a while. I don't know how many people agree with it or not, but there is a certain segment of the United States. Matter of fact, this is a certain segment of people, period, that are perfectly fine ruining their own life or disadvantaging themselves just to see somebody else suffer. That's why he has this little thing. He's a leopard right now. You know, the leopards ate my face. A lot of people will shoot themselves in the foot if they feel like it's going to harm somebody else. We got a lot of people in America like that. There's a lot of people probably in the world like that, but I'm just going to speak for America because that's where I live. There's a lot of people that will cut off their nose to spite their face. And this guy seems to be one of them.
you say the signs were there. I fell into a trap. I fell into a cult.
And you see what happens to their family. It's quite a shock.
It's sad, Vincent, that when he was speaking about immigrants the way he was, you weren't able to connect that to the people who helped you build an amazing life. People who contributed to society, people who paid their taxes, good people with families.
Vincent, you voted for Donald Trump?
Yes, I did. What happened here? This situation is just totally, just blatantly not at all what they said it was. Buyer's remorse? I don't know. A little bit.
So his quote was, the situation is blatantly not at all what they said it was. Trump pledged to deport both legal and undocumented immigrants, rounding them up.
He did say that.
He said preparing to round up millions and detain them in sprawling camps. He promised mass ICE workplace raids, National Guard deployments, and possibly military action, labeling immigrants akin to wartime foes. So it is exactly what they said it was. And you are responsible for this. Your greed is responsible for this. Your lack of empathy is responsible for this. And then to have your business ruined and say, I don't know if I have buyer's remorse, maybe a little bit. This asshole walked right into a rake and was like, oh, the indentation looks kind of good, I guess. MAGA tears make everything taste better.
Leopards are eating my face.
You got a point, but my main point about this is like, look, dude, I'm not tripping too hard off of all the deportations and all of that. I'm honestly not. I'm not tripping off of it. I am tripping off of the fact that it's done underneath the guise that we want to enforce the laws and we want to be a country of law and order. Well, that guy that just sat right there on the news network and talked about how his employees got taken, 1/3 of his employees got taken by ICE. Why the fuck he ain't in jail? I'm gonna keep saying that because it is illegal. It's illegal to come into this country. I got you. But it's also illegal for Americans to hire people that are not citizens. I know that law on the books, and I don't see that law being enforced. It's kind of like the same way when like a girl lies on a guy, she calls the police, lies on him, and then it comes out that she lied, but the guy done spent time in jail and had to clear his name, and he gets free, and then we just leave it at that. Filing a false police report is a crime. Why ain't we enforcing that? It's the exact same situation in a sense. We have laws on the books to take away the incentive for people to go across those treacherous, that go at least go on that treacherous journey that come to this country. And we're not enforcing them. We're only enforcing shit on the people that are easily demonized. Right now it's y'all Hispanics. And don't feel special because they do it to us all the time, black folks. Remember, they just got off of that black fatigue not too many days ago. You know, now they own y'all. And it's doing it at the prime time, to you know, keep y'all eyes off of him about to do this tax bill that's gonna fuck y'all up, fuck us all up. But no, we need to enforce our laws. If we're going to enforce them, we need to enforce all of them. We don't need to pick and choose which ones that we want to actually enact on. That guy that's sitting on the news that cried and bitched and complained about him losing his workers because he stay on Key West and there's not a lot of people on Key West, so you have to... Bitch, lock his ass up. Lock his ass up. Lock his ass up. You knowingly hired an illegal immigrant. A couple of them. A couple of them, buddy. You need to go to jail. You broke the law. You need to go to jail. We got to be real about it. If we want to truly fix the problem, we got to be real about it. We can't be like, and a lot of people need to catch on to it, man. Don't get caught up in this little rules for thee, not for me type shit. Because that's what a lot of people want to do. Like, they want to have an issue with these folks out there raising hell in California, but they ain't had no problem with them folks raising hell at the Capitol. That ain't how this shit work, man. And like, that's why black folks are sitting this one out. A lot of black folks have been sitting this one out. It's like, look, we see the bullshit. We look tired for that. We trying to make sure we pay our light bill and our rent and shit, or our mortgage. You know, we ain't got time for that shit. That's y'all fight. We ain't spoke up enough, but like, the shit gets annoying to see the hypocrisy in broad daylight. If you want to get the illegals out, get them out. But you need to lock up these Americans that are hiring them. If you ain't doing that, then it's kind of a bunch of bullshit, in my opinion. I ain't finna argue with you what you're doing, but I'm still gonna call it bullshit. It's bullshit. It's bullshit. Because you half-assing it. But we're gonna talk about America real quick, like, and get the fuck up out of here, man. We you know, I like my middle nation. We're going to talk about the Western supremacy posing as support. Left and right wings of the colonial vulture? I think it's vulture. I think that's what it says. Either way, though, check out Middle Nation, y'all. We about to get it popping. We're going to get up out of here after this.
At the various factions in the West, the various political factions in the West, the political spectrum of views and so on, you know, from the right wing to the left wing, the socialist, communist, what have you, on the left, the woke, the progressives, and so on.
Y'all, he about to tell America about itself. Just listen to it. Don't get offended.
to the evangelical Christians and the white nationalists and the sort of extreme neoliberal capitalists on the right-wing side. But if we do away with all the labels, all of the labels that they give to themselves, if we look at what they actually are and what they actually advocate and what their attitude is and what their perspective is with regards to us, with regards to the Muslims, with regards to the global South and the people of the Muslim world and the people of the global South, well, we'll see that they're all more or less on the same page with each other in relation to us. They all have a colonizer mentality. They all have a colonizer mindset, and they are all opposed to, and they do not fundamentally accept for us to ever be sovereign. This is what we have to do, frankly. This is how we have to look at it. We have to remove their labels and look at it from our perspective. Because, we've always assumed that one faction or the other was on our side. Usually it was the so-called leftists. And they benefited from that assumption. But we were misled by that assumption. Because no, Western so-called leftists are just as opposed to our sovereignty as the most rabid right-winger. Because the way it turns out, their Westernness supersedes their political ideology. Because Westernness is a condition, not an ideology. It's a whole way of existing in the world. It's a whole way of looking at the world. A sense of entitlement, a sense of superiority. It's that main character syndrome. Now, they're not on our side. They think that we are side characters in their story. And they think that they're the authors of our story, in fact. They insist on believing that they're the authors of our story. And you can see this in how they approach everything, how they approach Gaza, Palestine, Syria, Lebanon, and anything else, to be honest. They imagine that they get to approve or disapprove of what anyone in the global South does, anyone in the Muslim world, anything that we do. And they think that their approval or their disapproval is supposed to be definitive and authoritative. Like, say, they approve militant resistance. They encourage it. They're fanboys of Hezbollah.
Tell me he lying right now. And I understand that a lot of people might not like to hear that, but tell me he lying. Somebody write in the comment section he lying. I want to see somebody write that.
Example, and they cheer Iran's bombastic rhetoric. And this is the only type of strategy in the Middle East that they deem to be legitimate. And they will curse and they will condemn diplomatic, political, and economic strategies that are being employed by the Arab states or by other actors. So they imagine that they get to declare this or that government in the Muslim world to be traitors. They get to decide that. They'll say that the Muslim leaders are traitors or they're quislings or they're weak or what have you, that they're complicit and so forth. It's sheer Western arrogance, sheer Western entitlement. You think you can say these things. And it is all and always anti-Muslim and anti-global South sovereignty. Anti-Muslim sovereignty, anti-global South sovereignty. Again, just like this so-called march on Gaza. I've literally seen people saying that Egypt should welcome and be grateful for the protesters coming to Egypt because they're going to be spending money in Egypt on hotels and whatnot, transportation, food, and what have you. Imagine thinking that your poxy few hundreds of dollars are supposed to be enough to make a whole sovereign nation kowtow to you. You understand? Egypt's tourism economy is over $14 billion. And those tourists are not there to protest. They're not there to break the law. They're not there to disrupt and destabilize. They're not there to raise tensions and put pressure on the government. They don't have the objective of trying to make Egypt look bad, and that's your objective. Meanwhile, you think that a whole sovereign country is supposed to appease you and placate you because you're going to book a hotel and buy some shawarma? I mean, the delusional condescension. And of course, when you point out how many problems they might...
Hey, I got to stop for a second, y'all. I got to play it. I got to play it, man. Hold up. He got to say that one more time. Hold up.
That a whole sovereign country is supposed to appease you and placate you because you're going to book a hotel and buy some shawarma? I mean...
That ain't right. That ain't right. It ain't right.
Hey, look, I ain't gonna lie, man. A lot of us in the West, man, we be feeling like we better than other folks, bro. But like, Like, no bullshit. He ain't bullshitting though, y'all. Like, I know some people might not like to hear it, but he ain't bullshitting right now, y'all. He is not bullshit. He said he wants to placate y'all because y'all go better. Man, let him say it one more time.
They don't have the objective of trying to make Egypt look bad, and that's your objective. Meanwhile, you think that a whole sovereign country is supposed to appease you and placate you because you're going to book a hotel and buy some shawarma? I mean, the delusional condescension. And of course, when you point out how many problems they might potentially cause by their march, and how much trouble they themselves might get into by their march, well, their response is, we'll do what we went there to do, and then we'll go home. That's what they said. Like, they have no grasp of how belligerent that is, how obnoxious that is. Yes, you will just go home. You get to go home. And the people whose home it is will have to deal with the aftermath of what you did after you've gone home. You see? Colonizer activism. I've seen these so-called leftists ranting, for example, about Syria, about the end of Bashar al-Assad, and saying that now Syria is pro-Zionist, that they're going to normalize with Israel and what have you, calling the new government in Syria traitors and what have you. See what I mean? I'm telling you, we need to come up with some other sort of categorization system for identifying the actual real existing different types within the Western political spectrum. Because left and right are the same. Like I said before, there are neocons and then there are camouflage neocons. And that's roughly what you have on the right and the left. Neocons and camouflage neocons. You have the open colonizers, and then you have the colonizers who wear masks. And that's the left. Because look, first of all, Bashar al-Assad was not overthrown. He was removed by regional consensus. And that is
goddamn right.
I know a lot of y'all don't know who he's talking about, but just listen to him. He's hitting the nail on the head right now.
By definition, a sovereign process. That's a process of collective sovereignty. His removal was an expression of regional cooperation and regional cohesion.
Matter of fact, I'll give y'all a good comparison. Y'all remember Fidel Castro? How they talk, how he was viewed in America. I know a lot of people in America right now was probably still have negative views about this guy. We don't know nothing about this guy. Well, America painted him as a bad guy. He wasn't. He wasn't. To America, in America's interest, yeah, he was a bad guy. To his people and what they did down there in Colombia, he wasn't. Kind of like Gaddafi. Gaddafi wasn't a bad leader. He wasn't a bad head of his country. But to America, he was. And that's the sentiment that a lot of people have about these people. America tries to influence a lot of things. Y'all will be surprised with what's going on down there in Cuba. Y'all be surprised with their education system, their healthcare system. You'll be surprised. And everything came off of Fidel Castro. All his shit. But if you talk to an average American, just throw that name out there, they're probably like, yeah, he's obviously a bad guy out of Cuba. If they can even know if he's out of Cuba. But they know the name Fidel Castro. We play some sick games around the world, y'all.
The new government was not installed by a revolution just because you say it was. It was installed by committee, by the cooperative agreement of all the power players who have influence in Syria, who had been fighting for more than a decade. Secondly, the overwhelming majority of Syrians welcome the change and they support the government. And even those who may not be happy with the government, they at least support stabilization of Syria. They support trying to get their country out of a more than a decade of war and misery. But you don't approve. Well, it's absolutely conspicuous when anyone opposes this, when anyone opposes what's happening in Syria right now. And as far as normalization goes, look, if you actually understand politics, and presumably if you're going to discuss politics, you should understand it. If you understand the region, if you understand power dynamics, and you know how to actually listen to diplomatic language and political language, then you would understand that Syria and Lebanon too have both simply dangled the promise of normalization like a carrot as an incentive for resolving the occupation of Palestine. Prince Turki al-Faisal said as much the other day. He said basically that the other day when he said that the solution to Syria or fixing Lebanon the prerequisite to that is fixing Palestine. All regional problems stem from Israel, every single one. And everyone in the region who matters is saying that Gaza controls your access, Western world, to stable profits, to the Arab world, to prosperous investments in the Middle East. Gaza controls that. They're leveraging the investment potential of the region to end the occupation and to end the genocide, and pushing for the removal of Netanyahu. This is transparent to see. If you actually understand politics, you understand the region, you understand power dynamics. I mean, do you understand that the post-war reconstruction of Gaza, Lebanon, Syria, Iraq, this presents one of the largest and most lucrative opportunities for foreign investors in decades. Literally hundreds of billions of dollars in projects with the potential for astronomical profits. If you get in on the ground level, you could earn a return on investment of between 15 to 35% annually. This is one of the most asymmetric upside opportunities on earth, provided you integrate into broader regional redevelopment initiatives that are controlled, or especially those that are led anyway, by the Gulf states and by BRICS-aligned actors. It's one of those things where they're basically saying to the Western world, all this can be yours, but there's just one thing preventing it, and that's Israel. But you disapprove, you activists disapprove, as if you have a right to an opinion. Let's be clear. Syria will decide what kind of relationship they will or will not have with Israel. Lebanon will decide what kind of relationship they will or will not have with Israel, and they don't need your approval, and they don't need your permission. That's what sovereignty means, and that's what you don't like. Whether you're on the right or the left, you don't like it. You can't stand it for Muslims to be sovereign. But look, you don't live in Syria. You don't live in Lebanon. You live in the countries that arm Israel, fund Israel, and shield Israel diplomatically and politically at every turn. You know, you live in the belly of the beast, or anyway, that's what we always say. But all too often, you actually operate like you are the beast, like you're a limb of the beast. You know, from over there.
We do need to ask this question, though. A lot of Americans need to ask this question because he's speaking a lot on Israel. And I know YouTube don't like us speaking on this, but what the hell they got on America, y'all? Let's be real. What do they have on America? Matter of fact, let me come up full screen for this one. What do they have on America for us to sit here as a country and clearly have a big divide on what's right and what's wrong that's going on there? Some people for it, some people ain't, but we have a divide. It's kind of like black and white. What do they have on America for us to send all that money? We have an issue with people getting food stamps. We talking about people on Medicaid that ain't working that we need to kick the fuck off. But we send billions to trillions of dollars a year to Israel. What do they have on us? Has anybody ever asked? Has anybody ever tried to like dibble dabble in that shit? What do they have on us? Because have you ever noticed we always support them no matter what? No matter what they do. No matter what they do, y'all, we always support them and we fund them. What do they have on us? Hey, look, I have an idea, but I ain't gonna say it on here right now. At least I might say it a little later. I'm feeling froggy, but that's something that a lot of people need to ask. We got Red up in the building. He said, "What do they have on Americans? What do they have on Americans? Yeah. What do they have on Americans?" He also said blackmail. What is the mail, though? I need to know what's in the mail. I need to know what's in the mail. I need to read the letter. I need to know. Because this shit don't look right, y'all. I don't care what other folks want to say. Because you know, you hear all that anti-Semitism shit non-stop. I swear the motherfuckers get protected more than black people do in America. I want to know what they got. I need to know what they got. Because damn, this shit right here is ridiculous. You say Pizzagate type is probably, and look, it's something. It's something. It's got to be way above Pizzagate. I have an idea what I think it is, but I don't want to say it yet. I'll let him finish. Let him finish first. Now I might tell y'all what I think it is.
There in the West, you like to wag your finger at the nations that actually have to survive that beast's fangs and that beast's attacks. And you want to dictate to us what you think resistance is supposed to look like. You know, you want to lecture us on how to protect our necks while you keep paying taxes to the hand that's choking us. You understand? I mean, it's your boot on our necks. It's your boot. And then you want to dictate to us how we're supposed to deal with that boot. Let's be honest. You're the project.
True.
We should stop pretending otherwise. You're the Zionist project. Israel didn't land over here out of nowhere. It's the direct product of your governments, of your societies, of your economic system.
Hey, look, he ain't lying about that, because Europeans came together, like, after everything happened with the Holocaust. Like, people need to really look into that. After that, they were trying to, a lot of nations came together. European nations came together and was like, where should we send the Jews? And the first suggestion was back to Germany, where they got the Holocaust happened. Like, give them their own shit there. And then magically out of nowhere, it's like, no, send their ass to Palestine. We're gonna fucking fund y'all to take these Arabs' land. That's what that shit came from. That's where that shit came from.
Of your values and your power. And now when we, those who are forced to live with this reality that you thrust upon us, when we try to navigate the least catastrophic ways to deal with it, you scream betrayal. And you think you get to define for us what is principle. While you sit under the same roofs or under the same roof as the one that's raining down the bombs on us. I mean, you're literally in the control center. Muslims need to think about that. Whether they're in the West or outside, you need to think about that. These people are literally in the Western command center where all the decisions are made, where all the violence is launched from. And they're now telling you in the Muslim world, in the Middle East, what you're supposed to do, where you're supposed to go, how you're supposed to act. Well, what makes you think they're not just trying to get you into position? Trying to get you in position so that they can strike you better. How do you trust what they're saying when they're over there where your open enemies are? No, they wear resistance like a fashion trend at best. And they wear that camouflage at worst. You mouth off about Palestine while sipping your cappuccinos over there in America or London or where, what have you, while at the same time you campaign for politicians who pledge their loyalty to Tel Aviv. No, Muslims, don't mistake these people's commentary for their commitment. If you look closely, you'll see that all of their opinions are actually nothing but claims of ownership. Their opinions are claims of ownership. Right wing, left wing, it's all the same. It's all the same. These are two wings of the same colonial vulture. The liberals will drone strike.
Hey, y'all heard that before? Two sides of the same coin. Have y'all heard that saying before? You heard anybody say that? Two sides of the same coin.
Strike you with rainbow flags. The conservatives will drone strike you with Jesus and with democracy. You know, they just are arguing about how best to manage your subjugation, but neither is on your side. Don't ever believe that they are. Neither will liberate you. Neither believe that you should even have the final say over your own fate.
True.
But the position of Middle Nation on this is very clear. Our nations, the Muslim nations, the nations of the global South, we will choose our own paths on our own terms, by our own calculations, not yours. By what is in our interests, not what you tell us is in our interests. We don't owe you a performance of resistance that satisfies your need for a certain kind of optics. And we're not going to die for your approval. So if you want to help over there in the West, you start from where you are. Confront your state, confront your system, your states and your systems that are actually to blame. Confront the structures in your societies that gave birth to the occupation that you claim to hate. But don't you dare tell us how we're supposed to resist it or how we're supposed to deal with it. We live here, you don't. I mean, what's the difference really, when you think about it like this? What's the difference between non-Muslim Westerners who colonize our lands and the non-Muslim Westerners who then want to tell us how we're supposed to decolonize our lands? No, they're both opposed to our sovereignty. They both think that they have a right to control us. They both think that we are their subjects who have to follow their orders. who need their approval and who fear their disapproval. For me, wallahi, I don't see a difference. So no, the so-called leftists and the so-called right-wingers are both irrelevant to our liberation. We have no need for their labels. We will categorize you according to ourselves, according to our own criteria, and that criteria is based upon our own epistemology and our own frameworks. And one of the primary factors is whether or not you even respect us enough to acknowledge that we have the right to make our own decisions for our own people, without you trying to now approve or disapprove or intervene or judge or impose your unsolicited advice upon us. You're not us. You're not in our situation. You're not from our people. You're not from our culture. You're not from our religion. And you're not even from our region. You have about as much business being in our affairs as being in our lands. No, we're ending all occupations, physical occupation and intellectual occupation.
I know some people come like y'all might see that and be like, oh, he's radical. He's a radical guy. What he's talking about is what we need to do as Americans in this country. In my honest opinion. A lot of people don't have the understanding that we don't work for the fucking government. We don't work for the police department. They don't realize that these people work for us. But it's a power imbalance. It's a power imbalance. People will tell you, you will run across Americans in America right now that will tell you, well, you need to respect the police officer. Shit. Bitch, I pay that motherfucking salary. Does your boss respect you? They work for us. But we bow down to them. It would be nice if that worked for you in your personal life when you went to your job. Your boss bowed down to your ass and you just did whatever the fuck you wanted to do. But that's not how that shit works. But magically, when it comes to the government and when it comes to federal agencies and all those things, they want us to bow the fuck down. Dictate to us how we are supposed to move and operate in a society that wouldn't be a society without us. I don't understand it, man. He got a point. He has a point. I know some people might be like, that's radical. But, you know, it is what it is. Everybody got a goddamn opinion about shit. I agree with what he said. And I think it's a stern lesson. Man, look, we honestly, as America, need to get the fuck out of everybody else's business around the world. We always talk about how, like right now, the biggest thing is like we're trying to save money and all this shit, even though Trump about to put $2 trillion more on the deficit and shit. We're trying to save money and be physically responsible and shit. Why the fuck we in these people's country then? But when I was in the Marines, man, going over to Afghanistan and going over to Iraq, man, I'm like, I found out real quick and I understood real fast. Like, bro, we ain't had no business being over there. And then we try to label these people as fucking terrorists and shit. I'm like, if I came into your motherfucking house and put a gun in your motherfucking face, bitch, I would expect you to jump crazy and defend yourself if you bout something. If you ain't no pussy. If you willing to die for what the fuck you is, it's my shit. If you willing to die for your shit, I would expect you to jump crazy. And when them people jump crazy, we call them fucking terrorists. But the people who actually funded the shit that happened on 9/11, we accept fucking planes from them that we're gonna take outside of our presidency. Amazing. It's fucking amazing. But enough with all that Debbie Downer ass shit, y'all. I ain't gonna do Debbie Downer no more. I'm gonna end y'all out on a funny. Y'all will see this in the short tomorrow. And put it in the short tomorrow. I was gonna do it tonight, but yeah, y'all see it tomorrow. But I'll let y'all get a sneak peek for everybody that tuned in tonight. You get a quick little sneak peek of this little funny stuff. We got to go out on a good note. But here, let me check something real quick, like before we do that. All right, there we go. All right, we good to go. Check it out, y'all. I'm a little tired, y'all. I've been working fucking 60-hour weeks every day. well, I don't know how to say 60-hour weeks every day. I'm working 60 hours a week, y'all. And it's about to get worse next week. I'm a little tired. Still trying to come home and do this shit. But either way, though, go ahead and check this funny one out before we get up out of here.
Oh my God.
Your sister said
Damn.
bye. Oh, you okay?
Oh.
I gotta stop. That's like the most authentic baby cry ever. That is like the most authentic baby cry ever, y'all. That baby thought it was a door right there. It wasn't that door was open. Hold up, my bad.
Oh. Sorry, go see.
Hold on. No. See, this child abuse. They always talk about fathers all the time. Damn, that baby. That sound we heard was the baby head hitting it. Oh, Lord, no. That was bad. And shout out to the titty hit. Hit at the titty. Hold up.
Jesus Christ.
Damn. All right, hold on. Let's keep going. Hold on. Fuck up. No, hold on. I don't know if that sound was added. But if that was a real sound, bruh, he ain't walking tomorrow. I know that for sure.
Y'all.
Damn. Hold on, I got. I'm sorry, I gotta play that one again. I gotta play that last one again, bro. I ain't trying to do it because he's a little white kid. That shit is funny, man. That shit is funny to me right there. Damn. This one right here wasn't that funny, though. Either way, though, let's see. Come on, man. Little man, bro, he missed the bar. Did he not even grab the bar? Because that's what I'm thinking. I don't even think he grabbed the bar. So, yeah. I'll be putting that short out tomorrow. We'll see how that one does, because yeah. I don't even. Matter of fact, which one was the funniest one? I ain't gonna lie, this one was pretty funny, man. Just by the way he said it. Not that one. This one right here was pretty funny, just the way the sound he made. That's probably my favorite. That's probably my favorite right there. Bruh, look. I need to record that sound. Y'all. That's just funny. Yeah, I don't know about the grandma coming off the roof right there, but I gotta record that sound, bruh. That shit's funny to me. I'm sorry, I'm silly and I'm trying to be stupid because we were talking about serious shit, so you need to laugh a little bit. But I need to record that one. But no, man, it's been fun. It's been nice, man. We done grinded. We done did what we had to do tonight, man. Look, y'all want y'all to hit that like, hit that subscribe, share the videos, turn the notice on, whether you watch over on Let's Talk with JVJ, the JVJ Network, or you watch over on Facebook on Let's Talk. Man, support on all platforms, man. Sniper on all platforms around this bitch, man. like for real. But it's not that late yet, so it's time to go out and do some Drake creeping. So that's what we about to do. So I hope y'all be safe, stay out of trouble, and your boy catch you in the next one as always, man.
Don't tell me about me. Stop telling 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 me about me. I don't need you to tell me about me.